Hi, this is Annette from Information Services. Today I'm going to talk to you about Google Sheets. Google Sheets is a web-based spreadsheet program that you can get with a Google account. If you have a Gmail account, you do in fact have a Google account and access to this resource. Google Sheets is very similar to Microsoft Excel, and it allows you to create and edit spreadsheets simultaneously on multiple devices with internet. So for example, if you created a spreadsheet on a laptop, you are also able to continue working on that spreadsheet on an app on your phone. And all the changes will automatically be saved to the cloud, so you don't actually have to worry about creating different copies just because you've changed devices. Google Sheets also allows up to 100 people to simultaneously work on a spreadsheet all at once. So if you can't work with people in the same room, you can't really look at the same computer screen, this would actually be a great resource for people who have to work remotely. Today we're just going to go over some of the basic functions, and hopefully this tutorial is helpful to you and your needs. Let's go ahead and get started. To access the handout for Google Sheets, you will first need to go to the library website. The library website is up here. It is wellesleyfreelibrary.org. And once you get to the website, you will click on this tab. It's called Services. And under Services, you'll see At the Library. And under At the Library, you'll click on Technology Classes. Once you get to the Technology Classes page, if you see that the title of the class is in green, then that means you have access to the full text PDF for that class. So we're going to go ahead and go to the Google Suites area, and this contains several of the Google classes, PDFs for the Google classes. So of course we're going to click on Google Sheets, and a new window should pop up, and you should be able to download the PDF. I'm going to go ahead and not download this because I already have it opened right here. As you can see, it is everything that we're going to talk about today during today's class. To access Google Sheets, we are first going to sign into our Gmail account. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right here for you. And once you sign in and get into your inbox, you're going to click on the Google Apps icon in the top right-hand corner. It's this icon right here by your, it's usually there's a monogram of your name. You're going to click on the Google Apps icon, and you know it's the right icon because if you hover and not click, just hover, the Google Apps caption should appear. So when you click on this, you'll have quick access to many Google Suites programs such as Contacts, Calendar, Docs, Photos, Slides, and of course Google Sheets. Now if you've never opened Google Sheets before, there's a chance that this will not appear. So if you don't see Google Sheets, you will click on Google Docs, and then up here, once you get into your Google Docs icon, you're going to click on the main menu icon in the top left. It's 3 horizontal lines, and you should now see some of the programs that fall under Google Docs, one of which of course is Google Sheets. So you click on that, and once you get here, you should be ready to go. To create a new Google Sheet, you would just need to click on this little plus sign right here under Start a New Spreadsheet. And here is a new blank spreadsheet. So it's very similar, as you can tell, to Microsoft Excel. So if you're familiar with that, this should be a breeze. Now to rename it, you would simply need to click on where it says Untitled Spreadsheet, and as you can see, all the words are highlighted, so you don't have to worry about deleting everything. You can just start typing. So I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to click somewhere neutral, then I'm going to click on Untitled Spreadsheet. And so from here, I'm going to rename it Practice Google Sheets. And to save, I will only need to press Enter or Return. I want to draw your attention to this area by help, and notice how it says all changes saved in Drive. Notice how I did not click on File Save. I didn't mention using Control S. Everything just automatically gets saved to the drive. So anytime you make significant changes, you don't have to worry about saving your work. As long as you're on strong internet connection, you should be able to keep all the work that you do in Google Sheets. For the sake of consistency, I'm going to go over the parts of Google Sheets that I believe that you should know and some basic terminology when working with spreadsheets. So first off, up here is the menu bar. It begins with File, ends with Help. This is where you would go if you don't see something in the toolbar, which is right below it. Now, over the course of editing the spreadsheet, you're more than likely going to be using the toolbar to get what you need. If you don't see something on the toolbar, that's when you would probably go into your menu bar. So for example, if you want to make a copy of this spreadsheet, say you want to save a copy for yourself and then send a copy to someone else, you would click on File and click on Make a Copy. So it's not something you see on the toolbar, but it's something that you would see in the menu bar. Now, basic terminology. Each one of these boxes is called a cell. So this is where you would type in the information. And as you can see up here, anytime you click on a cell, in the formula bar, you should see, it should reflect what's in the cell, especially when you start working with formulas. Now over here, when we're talking about rows, we're talking about the going horizontally. So this is a group of cells that are grouped up horizontally, and then a column, of course, is a group of cells grouped up vertically. So it's very important to know cell, row, and column because that's something that we're going to mention more often. Now down here, this is where you would see your list of sheets. And later in the video, we'll go over how to rename our sheets and create new sheets. So that is basic terminology and parts of Google Sheets. Now let's begin editing our spreadsheet. So first we're going to talk about autofill. Autofill is a quick way of filling up multiple cells at once. There are two ways to do autofill. You can repeat the cells or the information in a cell, or you can continue a sequence that has started. So first let's talk about repeating a cell. Now here I've created a little guest list, and let's say on my guest list I have from Mike to Tiger. I want them all to be in table number 6. So I want to repeat the number 6 all the way down to the cell right beside Tiger. So what I'm going to do is click on the cell with the number 6 in it. I'm going to hover over the blue box that has appeared at the bottom right. I'm going to hover, and notice how now my cursor has changed to a black plus sign. So that means I'm ready to autofill. So what I have to do is click, hold, and drag down to the cell next to Tiger and let go. And now the number 6 has been repeated. You can also do this to words. So I'm going to click on salad right here. I'm going to hover over the blue box. I'm going to click, hold, and drag down to Tiger. You can also repeat the same word going right. So you don't have to just drag down. You can also drag to the right or left, or even up if you want. But I'm just going to show you dragging to the right. So I'm going to hover my mouse over the blue box. I'm going to click and drag to the right. I'm going to let go, and notice how the word salad has repeated itself. So now I'm just going to go ahead and delete these so that we can talk about continuing a sequence. So alternatively, you can continue a sequence. So let's say I want to repeat these 3 dishes, sandwich, soup, and salad. I want to repeat it all the way down to Tiger. So I'm going to first click and highlight sandwich to salad. So I'm going to highlight these 3. And then I'm going to, as you can see, the blue box has appeared even here. I'm going to hover my mouse. My mouse is going to turn into black plus sign. I'm going to click, hold, and drag down to tiger, and now the sequence has repeated itself. So you are also able to do this with numbers, but you need to have at least 2 values to repeat so that Google Sheets will know to repeat or to continue the sequence. So over here, let's say I want to start with 6, but I want to continue the numbering. So I'm going to type in 7 right here. And then from 6 to 7, I'm going to highlight both of these 2 cells. So I'm going to highlight 6 to 7. And then I'm going to hover my mouse over the bottom right with the blue box again. I'm going to click, hold, and drag down to tiger. And as you can see, it continued from 6 to 15. Another way to continue a sequence is with a date. As long as you write out the date, Google Sheets will know its date. And you can just continue the date with just one value or one date in the cell. So I have September 26, 1969. I'm going to hover my mouse over that blue box, click, hold, and drag down to sandwich down here. And there you go. As you can see, it continued. 26, 27, 28. You can again also continue the sequence to the right. So I'm going to hover my mouse over the blue box. It's going to turn into a black plus sign. I'm going to click, hold, and drag to the right. And there you go. You now have a sequence of dates. To clear cells in Google Sheets, you would simply need to click on delete or backspace. So first you need to highlight what you want deleted, and then you're going to click delete or backspace. So we're going to do that right here. I'm going to delete September 27 to October 1. So I'm going to click and I'm going to highlight these dates, and then I'm going to click on delete or backspace on my keyboard. And now all the cells have been cleared. So it's very simple. And as you can see, all the information has been saved in Drive. So now let's adjust the columns and rows. So if we want to adjust the size of each column and row, what we're going to need to use is these headings. So you have the column heading here, which starts with A and continues on, and then you have the row heading over here on the left, starting with number 1, 2, 3, and so on. So to adjust, you need to hover your mouse between the lines on those headings and then pull them in the direction that you want, either to make them smaller or to make them bigger. So for example, let's say I want this guest column to be much wider. Let's say I want to start putting full names. So what I'm going to have to do is hover my mouse or my cursor right here between B and C, and I'm going to click and drag to the right. And as you can see, the column, this whole column is adjusted, but the other columns have not been changed. Now let's say I want to adjust a row. I want to make this, this heading right here from table to date. I want this to be much wider. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover my mouse between 2 and 3 on the row heading bar. I'm going to click, hold, and drag down, and now the cells are much larger, again not affecting the rest of the cells. And that's how you simply adjust columns and rows. So let's talk about highlighting entire columns or rows. So the quickest way to highlight an entire column or row is to click on the either the column heading up here or the row headings over here to the left. So let's say I want everything in column A to be highlighted. I would simply need to click on A, and every single cell in column A will be highlighted, even cells that have not been filled with information. And same thing with clicking on a row or a number on the row heading on the left. So let me click on 8 right here, and now all the cells in row 8 have been highlighted, even empty cells. If you do not want to highlight empty cells, you just want to highlight cells with information, you need to be aware of this shortcut here. You need to be aware of this keyboard shortcut, I mean. You need to hold down Shift, Control, and the arrow, one of the arrow directional buttons. So it needs to be based on which direction you want to highlight. So, for example, I want to highlight from Mike to Tiger here. So what I have to do is click on Mike, then I'm going to hold down Shift, then I'm going to hold down Control, and then I'm going to click on the down arrow because I'm going down. So Shift, Control, down. And now from Mike to Tiger, all of those cells have been highlighted, but nothing more. Alternatively, you can do this going to the right or left. So for example, I want to highlight from 9 to September 29, 1969. So I'm going to, again, click on the cell with the number 9 in it. I'm going to hold down Shift, Control, and then I'm going to click on the right directional arrow. And now only cells that have information have been highlighted. So that is a quick way for highlighting columns and rows. So right now we have just been filling out one sheet with information. Now let's go ahead and add another sheet to our spreadsheet here. So what we're going to do is we're going to work down here. So right now we have sheet 1, which is the one that we have been filling up with information. But let's go ahead and add another sheet. We're going to click on this plus sign icon on the left here. And as you can see, every time you press the plus sign icon, another sheet will appear. So you have sheet 5 and sheet 6. We've been working on sheet 1. Now if we want to rename the sheets just so that they're less confusing, we would need to click on this down arrow by the sheet name, and a menu will appear. So as you can see, we can delete, or we can rename or duplicate, and we can even change the colors. But let's go ahead and rename right now. So we're going to click on rename, and now sheet 1 is highlighted, and I can now change this to guest list. And then to save, I just click on enter. Now let's say I want to delete sheet 5. I'm going to click on sheet 5, and then I'm going to click on that down arrow right there, and then I'm going to click on delete. And of course they're going to make sure that you are not deleting valuable information, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on OK. And there you go. Sheet 5 has now been deleted. And that's how you add a sheet, rename, and delete. Now let's talk about filtering and sorting information in our spreadsheet. So in order to do that, we need to first highlight the row above the columns that we want to sort and filter. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and highlight this row right up here. So I'm going to highlight the information. So once I've done that, I need to click on the filter or sort icon, and that's over here in the top right. It's at the end on the toolbar. It looks like a little funnel. I'm going to click on that. And as you can see, this icon, which kind of looks like the funnel, but it's just green lines, that icon should appear. So from there, I can just go ahead and click on that icon, and I can go ahead and sort. So let's go ahead and start by sorting. I'm going to first, right now it's in numerical order. Let's go ahead and reverse that sorting. So it's going to be Z to A. And as you can see, 15 to 6, we've now switched it. And I want you to look over here and notice that the information on the other columns has also changed. Now let's go over here to guest, and let's go ahead and resort it by alphabetical order. So I'm going to again click on this icon, and then I'm going to click on Sort A to Z. And now the names are in alphabetical order. And again, the other bits of information in other cells have now reflected this new sorting. So this is a quick and easy way of just getting information, especially if you like to put things in order, reverse order. This is a nice and quick way to do it. Now, alternatively, we can also filter out information. So let's say I want to filter out the guests who are getting soup. So I just want to see the guests who are getting salad and sandwich. So I'm going to click on this icon, and down here you have the three options. So again, I just want to see salad and sandwich. So I'm going to delete soup, I'm going to uncheck it, and then I'm going to click OK. Now I'm just looking at the guests who are getting salad and sandwich. And so that is a quick way to filter and sort through a lot of the information in your spreadsheet. Let's now insert functions into our spreadsheet. A function is a formula that does quick calculations, so this deals with numbers. So let's say we want to add up all of these numbers here from 6 to 15. We need to first highlight all of the values that we want added up. So that's from 6 to 15. They're all highlighted. Then we're going to click on the function icon over here on the far right on the toolbar, and a menu will appear. So again, I wanted to add everything up, so I'm going to click on Sum right here. And down here, right below where that the 15 was, this formula will appear. So all I have to do now is click on Enter, and now all of those have been added up. Now let's go ahead and try counting all of the information, or counting the cells with information in them. So I'm going to highlight all the dates in this column, and then I'm going to click on the function icon, and then I'm going to click on Count. And again, the formula will appear, and then all I have to do is click Enter. And now I know there are 10 separate dates. And that is inserting a function into a spreadsheet. Now let's talk about inserting comments. So if you're working on a single spreadsheet with several different people, you may want to comment on the information that they filled in. So in order to do that, you need to click on the cell or cells that you want to comment on. So for example, I want to comment on this whole guest list. So I'm going to just highlight all of the information in this specific row. And then I'm going to click on the comment icon here in the top right. It looks like a word bubble. And then I'm going to click on comment. And then I'm going to say, is this the Brady Bunch? And then click comment. And now if someone clicks on that first cell there, they will see that first comment. So, is this the Brady Bunch? And another collaborator can reply and say, yes it is, and click reply. And then if that answered the question, or if that was sufficient enough and you want this comment to go away, or this comment thread to go away, you would simply need to click on resolve. And there you go. Now that's how you comment. So you can comment as much as you want. There really is no limit. And the bubbles will go away when you move on to a different cell. So that is adding a comment in your spreadsheet. Now let's share this spreadsheet with others. Bit of a mouthful there. And to do that, we need to click on the share icon in the top right. So share. And this window should pop up. So over here under people, you can type out people's names from your contacts list. So these are people that you have possibly exchanged emails with, or have manually added to your contact list. You can also type out the name of a group in your contacts list. So if you have a group called coworkers, you can type out the word coworkers, and everyone in that group will appear. And then lastly, manually, you can just type out each individual email address. So I'm going to do that last one. I'm going to type in my work email here, .net, and I am going to go ahead and press enter. Now you know that it has been added properly when you see an individual gray box appear with the email address or the name of your contact. And you can add as many people as you want. If you want to have multiple people simultaneously working on this document, you're able to type in 100 email addresses, or again, it's better to just type in the contact group name. So over here to the right of this this area where you would type in people's names is where you can control the access to the document. So there are three access types of access. You have can edit, can comment, can view. So can edit means you're giving the people that you're sending this to the same amount of information. Now simultaneously 100 people can work on a single spreadsheet. Now can comment, you can send the spreadsheet to people, but all they can do is comment on the information. They can't change any of the information in the spreadsheet. And the last one is the most limited because they can, this access only allows people to view the contents. They can't do anything, can't comment. They can just view what you have done. Now over here, right below all of that, is add note. So instead of sending a separate email, you can just add note, and I'm going to add, please look over this guest list. And so the person who will receive the notification that's allowing them access to this spreadsheet will see your little note here. So that's, instead of having to go an extra step and typing out an email, you can just do this. Then after you're done with all of that, you would just need to click on send right here at the bottom left. Now alternatively, if you do not have a person's email or you have never contacted this person through your Gmail account, but you have, say you're talking to them through Skype or you're talking to them through Facebook Messenger, what you can do is get a link to this spreadsheet. And mind you, this is only a link to this spreadsheet. This is not a link to all of the spreadsheets that you do, just this one. And you can control what people can see when they get the link. So if you click right here where it says anyone with the link can view, again, that just means they can view it, they can't change it. But you can give them more access if you want. They can edit, can comment with this link. Now if you don't see this immediately, you just need to click up here where it says get shareable link, and then this bar with the URL or the link will appear, and you can copy and paste this into a chat window. And there you go. That is sharing a Google spreadsheet with other people. With Google Sheets, you are also able to download an Excel copy of your spreadsheet. So all you need to do is go to the menu bar up here, click on File, go to Download, and then as you can see, you can download several different types of formats of your Google spreadsheet. We'll go ahead and click on Microsoft Excel here, and you can download it. As you can see, it's an Excel SX format. And I'm going to go ahead and just cancel because I've already downloaded it and I have it open in Excel. So as you can see, we have Excel and we also have Google Sheets. So there you go. You can have multiple formats of the same spreadsheet. Hi, thank you so much for watching. I hope that Google Sheets tutorial video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, please contact the Information Services Department. You can either email us at wellmail3@minlib.net or live chat with us from Monday to Friday from 9 to 5 on the library website. So just go to wellesleybfreelibrary.org, and at the bottom right you should see a little chat bubble, and that puts you in direct contact with an Information Services librarian. Thank you for watching and have a great day.